Hi, everyone. My name is Reagan. Thank you so much for joining into Inner Harbor Cast. Now, normally you see me doing promotions, but today I'm switching things up, trying something new, and I'm going to do the Inner Harbor Cast interview with a 501c3 organization. Now, today we have a very, very special organization. We have OGs Against Violence, who serves the city of Syracuse in central New York to reduce violence that has afflicted our community through grassroots outreach and a boots on ground effort to reach out to people and bring positive change. In cooperation with the founder, it is their intention to provide resources for the organization's mission and to assist in the goals and operations of the organization to reduce violence in our community. Now, joining me today is founder Clifford Ryan. Thank you so much for joining.
How you doing? Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here and to talk about what we do as far as OGs Against Violence is concerned.
Right.
Definitely.
All right. So I have a quick question. So
Mhm.
can you kind of tell me what your core mission is? What kind of motivated you to start this organization?
So, my name is Clifford Ryan, and I'm born and raised here in the city of Syracuse.
Wow.
And my mission began in 1999. Unfortunately, I had a loved one, my son, who was shot and killed. And from that tragedy, I began doing grassroots work in the community from a boots on the ground perspective. And I started off supporting who were doing work as far as that is concerned. And then you fast forward to 2015, and I created the organization OGs Against Violence, and that stands for Our Generation Against Violence. And it is a violence interruption organization that specifically geared towards doing boots on the ground violence interruption.
Mhm.
In other words, going out into to the community and reaching out to individuals that are doing the violence and trying to help turn their lives around and save lives here in the city of Syracuse. To give you a small idea on what that looks like, to date, I've stopped 45 shootings,
Wow.
320 stabbings,
Mhm.
and 1,096 fights
Clifford,
in
that's
the community.
amazing. That's
Yes,
amazing work.
absolutely.
Oh
Thank
my
you. Thank you.
gosh. Oh
Thank
my
you.
gosh.
And it was a challenge,
Right.
I knew they were doing prevention and intervention,
Hmm.
but we needed a boots on the ground approach for the violence interruption, meaning going directly to the individuals that
Hmm.
were doing the violence
Right.
and reaching out to those individuals. Those
Hmm.
individuals get left off of that attempt or effort, and so I simply made a sign saying "OGs Against Violence,"
Hmm.
and I began walking the city with that sign.
Hmm. And now, when did you start that?
I started that in July of 2015.
Okay. So once you became an organization, you started kind of going out on this.
And from 2015 to 2025, I've been doing that work ever since.
Years.
That's 10
Decade.
years.
Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
amazing.
Yes. And we established the 501c3, I
Mhm.
think it was in 2015, to make that official, to make the organization official.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Now, what key programs and activities do you run to kind of prevent violence within our community?
So we have the boots on the ground approach, which is the physical act of going out
Mhm.
into the community and doing the work. Um, I took time to train myself in everything from A to Z. Conflict resolution, mental health first aid, child
Course.
behavioral
Yes.
trainings, and different aspects of training to be able to go out into the community and reach out to these individuals. Because as
That's
you know,
awesome.
yeah,
That's really
we
awesome.
we have a lot of individuals in our community that are dealing with mental health issues
Mhm.
and different things like that right there. So uh, we put together the boots on the ground program, which I spearheaded myself, and then we developed a program from that experience.
Mhm.
Credible messengers are very important in the community. So creating that program was crucial to our organization and the work that we do. We had the organization doing the boots on the ground, but we didn't have a solid program
Okay.
until we took time to put
Mhm.
together that program, and it's the violence interruption program.
Okay.
And I can give you a little bit of
Yeah, let us
uh,
know. What's
so
that
so
program about?
so we have what you call the 300 rules of interruption, and I'm going to just do an outline because there's a lot to
Yeah.
unpack. The inputs, uh, we train. We're going to be training facilitators on the 300 rules curriculum. We're going to be reaching out to the school and city partners. We're going to be conducting the training in a safe learning space, and we're looking to reach out, for resources, funds wise, to complete that mission. Our activities: we have weekly facilitated workshops, violence interruption drills, emergency redirection exercises, leadership circles, reflections, and journaling. Our outputs: we got the youth enrollment session. Okay, it's going to be a session where when you complete that, you'll receive a certificate. And that certificate will be issued by OGs Against Violence. The action plan is to, produce, positive individuals to be able to do this work. Then we'll have a report, as far as that progress is
Mhm.
concerned. The short term outcomes, we hope, to improve self regulation, reduce uh, reactive response, increase accountability, stronger conflict skills, and positive peer influences. What does that mean? Um, I'm what you call a OG in the community. I'm an older gentleman or older generation,
Mhm.
and reaching out to these young individuals is very important. They don't know what we know as older adults, and it's up to us to teach them. Oftentimes, people think that they're supposed to know what we know as older adults, but we have to teach them and we
Right.
have to show them what that looks like, and unpack that for them. So going out into the community and reaching out to these individuals was something that was in my heart even before that tragedy happened. But it became even more of an urgency
Right.
when that happened,
Essential.
because it didn't stop there with my son. I lost like maybe 5 to 10 more family members
Oh my
after that.
gosh.
Some of these homicides that we had here in the
Mhm.
city of Syracuse were some of my other relatives as well. One of my cousins lost 2 sons to the gun violence. So
That's
so
terrible.
you know
So
make
you gotta fight for this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Of
That's
course,
that's that's what I'm
this
doing. I'm
directly
fighting
impacts you.
really,
Yeah.
really hard, for this city. And I'm committed to that 100%. I'm the standard. There's no straddling the fence with that,
Mhm.
right? And what do I mean by that? You can't be on both sides of the fence. Either
Right.
you're against the violence or you're for the violence.
Mhm.
Anything that you're trying to do with feet.
It's black and
You
white. There's no
Right.
in between
There's
lines.
no in
Okay.
between. You
Right.
have to commit to this.
Mhm.
And I'm locked in. I'm committed 100%. And I turned my life around in that regard so that I could represent what it is that I'm doing and what I stand for.
Mhm. Now, you mentioned that yourself and your volunteers, they go through trainings, their
Mhm, mhm,
curriculums that they learn.
mhm.
Now, how do you go about recruiting volunteers, or how can people kind of get involved in your organization?
So, the way that I go about recruiting is I go out into the community
Mhm.
and I reach out to individuals that show interest
Okay.
as far as being a credible messenger. And keep in mind, because earlier I told you I'm the standard, um, trying to find individuals that will commit from this perspective is a tedious task. It's like
Right.
trying to find the needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
And so, as an organization, we're growing in that regard. Now, just recently, and I won't name, the organizations, we had individuals that had got arrested, for some things that they were doing while they were doing their outreach work. Well, I didn't want that for OGs Against Violence. So um, I came, and let the board know that we're going to have a zero tolerance policy as far as that's
Right.
concerned. When you get involved with this organization, it's going to require that commitment. So we go out and we go out into the community and reach out to individuals and stuff. There's a few potentials individuals that I have lined up now that we have the program finished and ready to go. And you can also reach out to me on all social media platforms.
Mhm.
On Facebook, I'm on X, I'm on Instagram, and just recently, due to the popularity of it, I'm also on TikTok.
Really?
Reaching out to individuals, and they know
And
who I
posting
am.
content as well,
Yes,
right? Okay.
absolutely. Posting content pertaining to the organization and everything. Um, I I kind of created a strong respect here in the city. City officials know who I am. I've rubbed elbows with former Mayor Ben Walsh. I'm connected with the recent mayor Sharon
Mhm.
Owens. Congratulations on her and her historic
Yes. Win.
when
Yes.
we're coming into the city and becoming mayor. So I'm connected, and I also was connected to the violence reduction program. I think they're in the process of revamping that program,
Mhm.
so I look to in the future work with the city more as far as that's concerned as well.
So you mentioned a lot of like in the city of Syracuse
Mhm.
work. Do you expand beyond that? Do you go
Absolutely.
towards like Oswego County up north? Do you go lower? Where what is your kind of like demographic that you work with?
So I'm not just confined to the city of
Mhm.
Syracuse. I've worked throughout the city of Syracuse, but on the outskirts of Syracuse as
Okay.
well. Um, um, Buffalo, Rochester, Binghamton, New York. You name it.
Yeah.
In the state of New York City, as
So
well.
you've been all over New
I've
York
been all
State.
over New York State,
Okay, that's
with
amazing.
the mission and rubbing elbows and learning and training,
Mhm.
to do this work of violence interruption.
Yes.
Mhm.
And kind of, I may have missed it, but you said that you go into the schools, you
Mhm.
work with students. Now, is your program directly related to the schools, or is this like do you work with the schools directly in that way, or is this like I don't want to call it an extracurricular in a way? Is this
Mhm.
like an outside thing, if
So
that makes
so
sense?
so it started off as an outside thing,
Okay.
and I began volunteering. And I'm gonna give you a short story. I 2015, I volunteered to go up into Corcoran, right?
Mhm.
And here's what that looked like. There were kids hanging out in the hallways. There were, you know, violent situations happening. And I came into Corcoran High School and helped turn that around to a point where I cleared out the hallway. I would go in the classroom, make the kids put their cell phones up.
Mhm.
I stopped numerous fights in Corcoran. Okay. And one of the 45 shootings was prevented
In that.
in Corcoran. It was a situation where a young man and a young lady had got into a situation, and she threatened a young man to have her, I think it was her boyfriend, to come up and, you know,
Yeah.
possibly pull that trigger.
Right.
And I
You went
stopped that.
in. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So working with the school system, I did all of the schools here in the city of Syracuse, speak to the kids.
Mhm.
Every kid in this city knows who OG is, right?
Mhm.
And I've established that respect with the school district in that regard. So what they would do is they would have me come and speak to the kids, and I will go in and talk to the kids, do some training, tentative training, exercises, conflict resolution wise, with the kids and stuff like that. So I'm looking to further that experience in the future with the
Mhm.
program that we've just put in place, to expand on that aspect of supporting our city schools.
Right.
Mhm.
And the reason I asked that was because I think you would have a better outlook as if your program was accessible in there,
Mhm.
and if students, you kept reinforcing like, "Hey, I'm here to help you. I'm here to support you." So, I think that it's critical that you're implemented in those schools. So that's amazing that
Absolutely,
that is
absolutely.
there and that resource is there for students to kind of fall back on.
Absolutely, most definitely, and
Yes.
and they love the fact that you're making that effort with them,
Yes. Yeah.
So definitely, it's a blessing, to be able to support the city, in that regard as well.
Yeah, because it also makes a difference having somebody on a video
Mhm.
kind of be like, "Hey, gun violence is bad," versus having somebody in person, local, sharing their story and talking about how they're impacted. That hits a little bit closer to home. So
Absolutely,
that's amazing that you get to go to schools and get to do
absolutely.
that.
Yes, it was definitely an honor and a blessing.
Mhm.
You know, I also, because we have it starts at such a young age,
Mhm.
and I mean from middle school. So what I did was I created 2 volumes of coloring books,
Okay.
right, for the
Mhm.
middle schoolers, and they're kid friendly, and they're geared. The first coloring book is geared towards teaching kids how to stay away from guns, and what that looks like, and what to do should you uh, come in contact with a firearm. And the second is dealing with peer pressure, bullying, gang
Mhm.
affiliation, and not getting involved from that perspective. And keep in mind, these 2 coloring books are really, really, really something that I'm very proud of,
Mhm.
because it speaks to the kids in a way where, like I said, it's kid friendly,
Right, you're
but
at
and
their level
right,
like
you're
that.
you're you're
Yes,
you're you're reaching
definitely.
out to them. And if I may, just a 1 minute on a story from the coloring book.
Yeah.
While I was out doing OGs Against Violence, I ran across some kids, and they knew who I was and everything like that. And I told them, should they ever be out playing and they come across a firearm, what to do. Contact your parent, have your parent contact the authorities, and the authorities will come and remove it. Well, that actually happened in real life.
Wow.
Okay. And the
Okay.
kid was so happy that he did the right thing. When they found the firearm in the bag in the park,
Mhm.
he went and got his mom, and his mom called the authorities and had the authorities come
Yeah.
and remove the firearm. Now, he was so happy because he remembered that I had told him
What to
not
do.
to touch it. Don't
Right.
let your friends touch it. And he came running up to me, and he said, "Hey, I did exactly what you taught me to do. I went and got my mom, and we
That can
disposed
make
of
me
it,
cry.
through the authorities." So
Wow.
that right there touched my heart in a
Yeah.
way, and that he
Where you
remembered that.
Yeah, there's a lot of like, you have a cause and then you have an
Mhm,
effect, right? And,
mhm.
you wanna see results, you wanna see that what you're doing is working, and that
Absolutely.
right there is, like, the biggest reward
Oh
that
my
you can
God. It
you
was
can
so
get.
it
You're like
touched my
this.
heart,
Yeah.
for that kid
Yeah.
to come running up to me, and he was so happy that, he did that. He couldn't wait to see me to let me know
Mm,
that
that he made
what
the
I
right
yeah,
decision.
what
Yes.
I'm doing is resonating in the
Mhm.
community in that regard. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
That's awesome. Now, I have one more question
Okay.
for you. Are there any what are some future goals and opportunities? What do you want to do with OGs against violence for the future?
So the future plans is um not too complex. It's simple. We want to expand the program, and continue to work with the community in that regard. And that's pretty much it. That's where we want to go. So when they ask me, where do you see yourself in 5 years, continuing to help the city
Mhm.
in that regard as far as stopping violence is concerned, and helping the organization programs grow, which we've done with this violence interruption program. It's an extensive program that I'm so proud of.
You should be.
And me and my son put the program together, and I'm looking forward to introducing it to the city of Syracuse. I'm gonna
Mhm.
reach out to the city officials, the common council, the county legislatures, the mayor, Syracuse Police Department as well. I have a relationship with them in that regard.
Mhm.
I took the Citizens Academy training, 2 years. In that regard, I'm familiar with our new chief of police, Mark Russin. I have a rapport with pretty much all the city officials. I currently work for Syracuse Parks and Recreation, so I'm
Okay.
in touch with the commissioner of Parks and Rec as well. So it's to continue to grow as an organization, and have a strong impact in the city of Syracuse.
Mhm. Do
Mhm.
you have any final thoughts?
Oh, just
Anything?
just thank you for having me,
Yeah.
and giving me the platform to be able to talk about what it is that I do in the community, and the programs. Once again, you can reach me on all social media platforms: on Facebook, Clifford Ryan, OGs Against Gun Violence page on Facebook. Uh, um, all of my social media platforms, you can reach out and find Clifford Ryan or OGs Against Violence. Webpage, www.ogsagainstviolence.org. Go on that page and you'll see the work that I'm doing. And there's a 19-minute video that I want you to look at. And you're going to be so proud when you look at that video. Okay? Absolutely.
You heard it, everyone. Go take a peek at that website. So, as you can see, OGs Against Violence continues to play a vital role in our community by meeting the community at its heart and working directly with those impacted by violence. Clifford Ryan, everyone, thank you so
Thank
much.
you for having me. Appreciate you.